Hello and good morning to all of my untamed souls. And today is February 8th of 2024. And the cards of the day for just February 8th is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords brings in that moment of clarity, that idea, that aha moment, that moment when you go, oh, what about this? It is even receiving a positive or uplifting message from someone, or someone telling you something wonderful, somebody giving you a wonderful piece of advice. And this card, any ace is always a wonderful card, but this card is the Ace of Swords, and it is definitely the one that is about the mental realm of things, and sometimes can even speak to a moment of victory. Now, if we add in the year of 2024, the first card that we get in the breakdown is the Moon card, which is number 18. And the Moon card, while it can seem a little ominous, the Moon card is kind of about diving into that psyche a little bit, diving into our fears and even the emotions behind the fears. The Moon is very much associated with our emotions and our intuitive and emotional side. Now, what's interesting is we have this little shadowy figure in the water. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's actually depicted as like a little lobster. But could you imagine that this little shadowy figure might be a little fearful to come out of that water and have to go in between those two creatures that are howling or looking at the moon? And their ultimate destination is probably going into that little cave and following that path. But consider any time that you've had to take a road less traveled, or a road or a path that you haven't gone down before, and what feelings are associated with that. Now, if we further break down the Moon card, the card that we are going to get is the number 9, which is the Nine of Swords. And you see this person who seems to be like they're crying in their bed. They're distraught. They have things weighing on their mind that is keeping them from sleeping. They feel restless. They feel worried. They feel anxious. Okay? So when we see this card, it typically calls to having anxiety or fears, but also it being the number 9 gives us the context that this could be coming to an end. But sometimes the last leg of a journey can almost always be the most stressful, is it not? So now, if we put all of our cards together in a cute little 3-card spread here, we have a moment of clarity, an idea, a thought, a new way of thinking. And you might find yourself maybe you've had this moment, you've had this clarity, you've had this moment of victory, this starting of a new process, a new mental journey. And that new mental journey may take you into learning about your shadows, your deep emotions that haven't been stirred in a long time, and having to take that mental path into the psyche, into the emotions, to learn more about yourself and your inner workings, because that's what the moon is about. The moon pulls on our energy, our emotions, and our inner workings. And whenever we have to take that path, it can be a little fearful. It could cause a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of stress. But remember, and I will always think about this, I can't remember what deck it is, but there is a deck where the Nine of Swords is actually somebody in their bed like this, but instead of there being swords, it actually looks like shadowy monsters. And it just gives me that that thought process behind, when you were a kid in your bed and maybe you were afraid of the shadows in your room, only to find out it was like a coat rack or something. I don't know who would have a coat rack in their room. I certainly didn't. But maybe it was like some other objects in your room, or you were afraid of the monsters in your closet, only to find out that there were no monsters. So whenever we go through some of those mental evaluations of ourselves and we go into our shadows and we dive deeply into that, sometimes things come up from the past, things come up from the present, and worries about the future come up, and we find ourselves feeling drawn to this place of going, oh no, what did I start? But know that pushing through those fears and those anxieties is actually a big step in the last leg of that journey. So even though the path ahead may seem scary and you wonder to yourself, why did I have this thought? Why did I think that this was a good idea? Why did I decide to take this weird little journey into my shadowy self and pull up all of this shit? Realize that while it does pull up those things, what fears and anxieties come up are generally almost a figment of our imagination. And when you push through them on this last leg of your journey, you will find that what is no longer needed dies away, and you are reborn into something new. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day. I appreciate every single one of my Untamed Souls that watch this video or any of my videos. But I hope that you are able to go forth today and take note of the world around you, and take note of the little feelings that you get about certain things. And anytime you get feelings of fear or anxiety, sometimes it's almost helpful to sit with them for a minute, or write them down in a journal, or a very new age way of doing it, seeing how we were, in the age of Aquarius, a new agey way of doing it would be record a little video just for yourself, talking about it. And sometimes that actually can be extremely helpful. Recording yourself talking, or just recording, how you're feeling about something, so you can go back and listen to it later, and it actually can sometimes give you a little bit more clarity. So have a great day, and I will catch you later.